Good morning, everybody. So this is the follow-up video to the FPJ, or the fermented plant juice video that I did. Here I started a batch of comfrey and we used some brown sugar to get this going. So this is 8 days later now. You can see I used a hefty duty garbage bag to cover this. This is to keep the light out. Beneath that I've got the paint strainer bag to keep insects out. Inside I've got a temperature gauge here. So we're at 69 degrees, which is running a bit cold. You want to keep this somewhere in about 75 degree Fahrenheit range for optimum fermentation. Fermentation will still occur in colder climate, but it will take a longer time. This batch took 8 days. You can get a batch of FPJ in as little as 4 days if all the conditions are perfect and you mixed the plant matter with the sugar. You had a perfect temperature sustained throughout the entire fermentation process. As you can see, we've got mold growth on the top of this batch. So this is very common, but this is just growing atop. And because it's white and fluffy predominantly, there's now starting to become a couple little black spots. This batch is done here. It actually smells sweet. You can smell it fermenting. It's been 8 days, and I don't want to let this go any further. I think we're right at the prime stage now to go ahead and strain this out. So I'm going to be very careful when I take this cake layer off. I don't want to get the mold mixed into any of the juices, and then I'm going to strain it out. This mold was all black and green and nasty looking, and if there was a bad smell coming from this bucket, this would be a bad batch. But that rarely is going to happen if you just take the proper steps as you're brewing. Just want to make that point clear. If you see white fuzzy mold like this, you're good. If it's black and green, nasty, or there's a bad smell, no good. So what I devised to help regulate the temperature is I put a couple of these seedling heat mats and I wrapped those around. 2 of them pretty much perfectly fit around a 5-gallon bucket. And what I would do is at night before I'd go to bed, I'd let this heat up for about an hour, and that would bring the temperature up to almost 80 degrees. And then that would cool down overnight, and then I'd come back in the morning and check the temperature. If it was low, I'd plug in those heat mats again for maybe an hour or 2 and bring it back up to temperature, and then unplug for the rest of the day. That worked great. You could also brew this indoors in a controlled climate, and it won't be as much of a hassle. So I want to show you this. See how the whole thing just moves? It's just a cake layer. See, all the mold's gone, and we've got some bubbles there where it's been fermenting. Just going to wipe the sides. So if you smell it, it actually smells slightly sweet. It almost smells like you're brewing a homemade wine or something like that. So this is a 5-gallon bucket. It's half full, so we've got approximately 2.5 gallons. This is a gallon-size glass container. I recommend when storing your FPJ, you do it in a glass vessel. If you're going to be storing it long-term, you're going to want to add equal parts of brown sugar to the FPJ. Add my brown sugar in here. And I'm not going to fill this all the way up to the top, so I don't want to go quite halfway. I'm just going to use a strainer lined with a cheesecloth. Now this will store long term. This batch I'm just going to pour right in, no sugar added. I'm going to be using this over the next couple weeks, like I said, so we're good. So the dilution ratio I use is 2.5 tablespoons per 5 gallons of water. That's going to give you a ratio of 1 part concentrate to 500 parts water. I was able to get that and a bunch of other useful information from a PDF document online from the College of Tropical Agriculture and Human Resources over at the University of Hawaii, Manoa. I will include a link below this video so you can go check that out. Now, in regards to the water, I like to use clean rainwater whenever possible. If I do use tap water, I let the chlorine or chloramines off gas from that for at least 24 hours before I add my FPJ to it. So this will work well as a foliar spray or just a drench. A little fava bean coming up over there. Show a little love to my passion vine here. Alright, well that's it for now, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. Stay tuned. I'll be coming back at you again real soon. Take care.